What it is, you guys? It's your girl Cadillac. Yes, I am Cadillac Dixon. I'm the drama like person. The legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all face too black. Yes, it's your girl Cadillac. Ugh. Okay, so anyways, I am coming through quickly. It's not going to be too long, but I have an update to one of the wrongful conviction stories that I covered. I will go back and link those videos where I reviewed the wrongful conviction of Jimmy Dennis. Yes, but there's some updates to his story, right? And the reason I came across this story again, which is so ironic, I was trying to put out the video that I have of implicit bias. In the first half of the video, I was talking about implicit bias, and the second half was covering the wrongful conviction story of Jimmy Dennis. And oh, I'm having the hardest time taking my content from YouTube to TikTok. It's been giving me the hardest time. So, anyways, I was trying to do that, and then I started because I wanted to label correctly, what Jimmy Dennis went through, and as I was looking his story back up to refresh myself, this is what I find, girl. Okay, this article is from the D Penalty Information Center. Okay, articles of interest. Now, this is the former Pennsylvania D row prisoner, Jimmy Dennis, awarded compensation after years long legal battle. So, after he had to go through all that to get himself free, which that in itself is a lot, just to get free, to be free, an innocent person being free. That's a lot. It is hard to get to that point. But then started his legal battle again, more injustice. It take that long they took your life, and then it takes you that long to be repaid in the smallest way. Like literally, they cannot repay you for taking your life like that, right? Nothing that they give you can repay taking your life. And then some don't even get that morsel of payment back for their lives being taken, right? Depends on the state you're in, right? But his long legal battle, he was vindicated. This vindication, even more than the money, is something that will help him better reintegrate into society. The future is now open to him in a way that wasn't before yesterday. Okay. On April 25th, 2024, a Philadelphia, Pennsylvania jury awarded $16 million to a former D row prisoner, Jimmy Dennis, who was wrongfully convicted and spent 25 years in prison. Wrongfully. I added that, but they put in prison. But I need to let you know, wrongfully, he spent that 25 years. That's a whole portion of your life. The best part of your life, too, girl, is not that downslide part of your life. That's the best years of your life they stole from him. Following 9 days of trial, jurors determined that the city of Philadelphia owes Mr. Dennis $10 million, and the two detectives who engaged in malicious or wanton. I don't know what that word is. I need to look that up. WANTON, misconduct, owe him an additional. Oh, are the detectives paying for wrongful convictions? Yeah, Lord. If they had to pay, they would definitely research these cases and a lot better than they do. They wouldn't be so sloppy if they knew their behinds were on the line, right? Whoa. They owe him an additional 3 million each. Yes. Mr. Dennis was sentenced to D row to D, because you know we can't say it, DEATH, in 1991 for a MUR, DER, he maintained he could not have committed. And in 2013, a federal judge overturned his conviction, calling it a grave miscarriage of justice. Wow. While awaiting his retrial, prosecutors offered Mr. Dennis the opportunity to plead no contest to a lesser charge and be released immediately. See, that's where they want you to plead. When they pull you up on these charges, it's like, have you ever seen those cartoons or animations where they have the little trap? It's like a rope that hangs from like basically a tree, and then it's on the ground, a circle. And once you step in that, that little hole, it grabs you up and pulls you up into the tree, and it caught you. That is what a wrongful conviction is. It can catch anybody that walks across that trap. People, the general public, like me, but my eyes were opened, right? But the general public, like me, before being open-eyed, believe that it can only entrap those who are truly guilty. But that's not the truth. It can entrap you too. Are you innocent? On the other side of the screen, they can get you. They can get you. Yep. Just be accused. Just have one person say you did it. They can actually make that conviction stick. That is crazy. But we uphold this. We uphold this system. And we uphold it and attack the exact way that it is. The way it's malfunctioning, we keep it running. Yeah, it's just like when I said a roller coaster. If a roller coaster was taking off, and what did they say? Maybe 2 out of every soul. I forgot the exact statistic, but 2 to 10% of convictions are wrongful. That's what it was. Which they said they believe it could be way more if they really knew the true data, which you don't. Because look at Marcello Jackson, who has sat in prison wrongfully for 20 years. He's not on nobody's statistic because they still got him labeled actually offending when it's a wrongful conviction. So half of the wrongfully convicted people cannot be a statistic of being wrongfully convicted because they still got them sitting in prison as though they did what they were there for, right? So that's why the statistics are not correct. It's hard. It is so hard. I would say only a small, minute percentage of wrongful convictions ever get back into court, and actually even less get overturned. So think of that and think of it backwards in that manner. That means if that small amount get it overturned, it's got to be times more that are actually wrongfully convicted, right? And then think about the sources that wrongfully convicted them. Those people most likely had the same repetitive motions that led to wrongful convictions. So most people that were wrongfully convicted, I'm sure their judge wrongfully convicted other people as well, right? Because they're cutting the same corners, they're willing the same wheels, they're dealing the same deals, girl. Oh, I'm sorry, I get sidetracked, but I get so passionate about this. Yes, I do. Okay, so let's get back to my tablet is giving me the hardest time. Keeps telling me the storage is full. I understand that. I'm no longer trying to upload TikTok videos because you stopped me because my storage is always full. Now I'm trying to read this story and it keeps stopping me. Okay, the federal judge overturned his conviction saying that it's a grave miscarriage of justice. But I wish they kept that thought in their mind while they're actually researching and trying the trial. Think about, what if I get it wrong? Think about it being a miscarriage of justice before you set in stone this wrongful conviction, because just about is just about like concrete. Once you are wrongfully convicted, it's hard as jail to get your behind out of there. That's why I've spent my whole life fighting just about for my husband. That's why my husband spent just about all his life behind bars wrongfully. I spent my good life fighting a wrongful conviction when there is no telling what else I could have been doing in these 22 plus years, right? While awaiting his retrial, prosecutors offered Mr. Dennis the opportunity to plead no contest to a lesser charge and be released immediately. In pleading no contest, Mr. Dennis does not accept guilt and this way permitted to sue the city of Philadelphia for police misconduct. The two investigating officers, Manuel Santiago and Frank, oh, I'm not going to get this right, Jastrzembski, are awaiting trial on perjury charges. Oh, the officers that actually miscarry your case can be affected. Oh my gosh. On perjury charges stemming from the separate case in which the prosecutors alleged they lied on the witness stand during a retrial. Marcello's arresting officer and there were two other supporting officers lied on the witness stand. They were caught in their lies. They were caught in their lies several times. And y'all know I showed y'all, I read the transcripts. I even point out as I'm reading it, hey, listen to what this officer saying, because look, in the next part of this transcript, the other officer is going to conflict with what they just said, right? So you had statements coming from all over that, oh, yeah, he ran. Oh, no, he didn't run. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. No, I didn't see them. Yes, I did see them. They were getting their own selves caught up because it was a lie. They were coming there to lie, and they did lie. And when you have a lie, you can't figure out every strategic detail. And that's what they were getting them on the small details. You could clearly see it was not aligning. And don't forget, the officer, the arresting officer that falsified the documents in Marcello's case in 2007 was accused of wrongful force of what do you call that? Excessive force that ended in the person being outed. The person was, they said the suspect, remember, this man lies. He lies and he gets away with it because he got away with it. That put that battery in his back. Marcello's case gave him a battery in his back that I can do what I want to do to people. I can do whatever I want. And that person will go down and I will be okay because you're going to believe my words like I'm God, right? So all I have to do is say it is so, and you're going to believe it because I'm me. And he and four of the officers were accused of that, right? So they said that the guy was running. He committed I don't know. It was some of the same charges. It was crazy. And that the suspect, they took out their weapon and pounded, and he hit the ground, right? They're supposed to take him in from there, right? Just take him in. You've done what you needed to do. He did his little crime spree. You piled him. They said he was laying in a drainage ditch, right? They piled 50 more times. And when they were asked why The excessive use of force if you already have him on the ground. They said that their statements, 5 officers, were all over the place and they were very disharmonious. They did not align with one another. The same thing with Marcello's case. They did not align with one another. When this is actually something that actually happened, though you remember a different part and they remember a different part, our story should mesh together if we're not lying. But they didn't. And there is 2 instances of Marcello that I know of. That I know of. There could be more. That could have been all he was out there doing while he was serving our community. Wow, if they really knew that if I don't take the correct precautions and this person is wrongfully incarcerated or wrongfully outed, because this man was wrongfully on D row, right? I could pay. And that's just. That is just because you cost somebody their life. You stayed out while that person was behind bars. That's also your answer as to why our communities don't get no safer, because they let the criminals stay out here and they lock up people that did no crimes. But yeah, so his fight now, he gotta work on it's not over, because now he had to fight to get himself free. Then he had to fight to get what was owed to him. And now he got to fight to regain his life and live some sort of normal life. But this is a start. Yes. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, wrongfully convicted Mr. Jimmy Dennis. And he is free. And now it's time for them to pay $10 million. Yes. All right, guys. Here's your girl Cadillac.